Let's talk a little Nintendo here, Vera. Okay. Have you seen what happened with Mario Kart World? That's a yes.
Mm-hmm.
Have you played Mario Kart World at all?
I have, yes.
What do you think of it?
I think it's good. I don't think I like it as much as Mario Kart 8, though.
Okay. There's a lot of people who think it's really fun. I'll tell you,
it is fun.
It is fun. It's very. We've had a lot of really fun moments playing it at my house. We've had a lot of, what it does is it Mario Karts phenomenally, and by that I mean it gives everybody a chance. It makes you feel like a champion while also making you feel like a big fat loser, right? But Nintendo had a recent update to the game. And I thought, as opposed to me trying to explain it, there's about a 3.5-minute video from Nathaniel Bandy, who is a Nintendo creator, who I think sums it up pretty well, which I think I want to get this. We can react to the video, stop and start it, and then kind of see some of the reactions here. Because I have not played Mario Kart World online yet, outside of just like for 5 minutes. I just kind of hopped in and played a few races. But some people are like living and dying on this. And they're saying that this is totally, in their words, ruined the game. So here's this video. Let's kind of check this out.
I do not make videos like this anymore, where I am reacting to a random update in a Nintendo game. But what just happened in Mario Kart World is actually baffling. It's genuinely crazy, and I feel like I need to say something, because I don't know if Nintendo watches me or really pays attention to Nintendo creators, but like, this could potentially kill your online community in Mario Kart World. So if you don't know what happened, I'll get everyone caught up real quick. Basically, to start with, the way Mario Kart World Online used to work was basically you would be able to select 3 different tracks, and as well as a random track. Now, most of the time with the 3 tracks, it would be an intermission, which would mean you're not really playing the tracks properly. You are just playing in a straight line, going from one place to the other for most of that duration. It's not very fun. It's just mostly straight. And yes, some people like it. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the majority of people did not like that. Whenever you played online, people were either picking random, or if they were selecting a track, it was far away and it wasn't an intermission. Well, this wasn't a perfect system. At least there was still a fairly decent balance of playing intermission tracks as well as playing the traditional 3-lap way. Nintendo just released an update where if you select random now, there is a pretty high chance, we don't know the exact percentage yet, but there is now a fairly good chance that random also selects intermissions. And look, like I said, I wouldn't be making a video like this if I didn't really care about this, because I've actually been playing a lot of Mario Kart World online. Whenever I'm not working, I've been playing it for like an hour or 2 before bed. It's been great. I've played it with a couple of friends already, and I've been honestly having a really fun time with it. But this change, I think I'm done playing online. I'm not going to lie. Like, yes, I'm obviously still going to make videos. There are videos that I still want to do, a couple more ranked videos. There is a 100% video about Mario Kart World.
Okay, so Vera, have you experienced what he's talking about? It sounds like such a small thing, but apparently it's just totally borked the experience online.
I haven't played since they patched it. I don't know when they had patched it, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure Nintendo does actually like follow to some degree some of the talk surrounding their titles. So I hope that they revert it, because so many people are upset over it, and rightfully so.
I wonder if it's a vocal minority online, or if it's a vast majority, because because I look at this, and you're talking about Nintendo creators and people who take this game super seriously. Here's the next thing here, which I wanted to, this actually really sums it up, even I think better than what I was just talking about. There's a key phrase in here which I really wanted to play. I'm going to play this at about time and a half, so we can get through this a little bit quicker. Here we go.
Mario Kart World for the last 3 weeks has literally been my job, and I've played this more than almost anyone in the world. So when I say I've given this a chance, I'm serious. I have given it a chance, and I just don't think that these intermissions are nearly as fun as the 3-lap tracks. And I just want to explain why. It's not as simple as the driving is not that interesting, I can't do all my shortcuts, so I'm not having fun. It's more complicated than that, because I'm trying to win these races, right? So when you consider what is the best strategy on these tracks, most of the time it's to stay in the back, get your coins where it's safe, and usually you'd think this would be risky because the comeback is tough to make. But these intermissions have shortcuts that are so unbelievably big that it is literally just an advantage to be at the back, because I'm now guaranteed to be at the front at some point. And you can actually just win a race off of that alone. But of course, this is not true for every single one of these intermissions.
So he says something in there. He's like, I'm trying to win these races, right? And everyone's trying to win them, but not everyone's like taking them super seriously as like these people who are really hardcore into it. The vast majority of players of Mario Kart World are normies, right? They're the 98% who are playing the game with their family. They're playing the game for fun. And then like there's that top, 2 to 10% that really like take the game seriously and try to be great at it. And you wonder if this is a change that Nintendo made to kind of cater to that vast majority of the audience as opposed to the hardcore audience, to really drive home the idea that the open world aspect of Mario Kart World was like the reason why, like this is why you're playing. This is what's different about this game. And you wonder they're just kind of shoving it down people's throat at this point. So, but the response to this has been real interesting. Arid over on X says Mario Kart World legitimately just went from a 9.5 to like a 6 out of 10 game with the smallest update imaginable. Nintendo truly baffles me on what a disappointing decision for them. It seems like a pretty overkill, like that small changed it at 3.5 points, but interesting. Troy says, if Nintendo doesn't give us the option to play the actual tracks online, I would not recommend Mario Kart World. The tracks themselves are a 10 out of 10 experience. The connecting highways are a 6. And Lonely Goomba says, holy effing shit, they ruined Mario Kart World Online. Well, that's that then. So instead of wondering why so many people didn't want to play the intermission segments, then now they just forced it on everyone. Even less options. Unbelievable. So a lot of uproar about this in the Mario Kart World community. So yeah, I don't know. Is this like much to do about nothing, or is this? I don't know. What are your thoughts on this, Vera?
Yeah, I mean, I get where they're coming from with the criticism with the intermission tracks, because they're basically just like a long road that connects one track to another. I just think that I think that the problem here is I genuinely don't know what the overarching majority of Nintendo fans think about it. So while my opinion is I'm not a big fan of the intermission tracks, and it used to be this way, it could just be them making this change because it caters more to the normie audience, and that's the majority of people playing something like this. So
what do you guys think in the chat? I see some people, like I saw Tecton says, I've been playing Mario Kart World every day. It's a 10 out of 10. These people are whining. Solzen says, loud minority crying. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I haven't had a chance to play online. I don't really know the difference, but people have been very, very vocal. The idea of going from a 9.5 to a 6 based off of one small change like this. I mean, they clearly bought the game just for the online capability. So,
oh yeah.
Nuts, really. All right, let's see. Let's continue to move on, as there's some actual other Nintendo news that came out with the Switch 2. The next GameCube game that's going to be hitting the Switch 2 is Super Mario Strikers, which was a GameCube game back in the day. It's pretty cool. Are you excited for Mario Strikers coming back?
I think it's cool.
Yeah, available for your Nintendo Switch 2 online. We saw this. What was the game that came out that recently? It was an arcade soccer game, and it had like 1 million players in like 3 days.
Really?
Yeah. It came out recently. I don't quite remember the name of it, and I'm sure the chat will let us know. But I feel like we could be, just based off the success of that and seeing this game come back, I feel like we could be on the precipice of an arcade games style sports renaissance.
Maybe.
I hope that's the case. which would be great. Rematch was the game. Thank you guys very
Rematch.
much. Yes, Rematch. It's been very popular over the last week or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is dropping Super Mario Strikers coming up very, very soon. You just dropped this article about Donkey Kong Bonanza. What is going on with this?
So you know the popcorn buckets and how people always say that's one questionable design.
Oh wow, Donkey Kong Bonanza is good.
Guys, it's literally just a pillow.
Get your mind out of the gutter, guys.
Yeah. Stop overreacting.
What are you supposed to do with that? Is that like for your hand or something?
Yeah, I guess
Is it like a tissue box?
I guess you're supposed to put your hand in it or something.
Oh, wow. Your hand in it, huh? Interesting. Wonderful. Okay. Well, good luck to everybody who goes get their giant dick barrel over here. That's good. One of the big controversies around the Switch 2 has been outside of the Donkey Kong dick barrel, is the game cards. The what do they call them? The game key cards.
Yeah, key cards.
The key cards that pretty much have nothing on them. But Nintendo president Furukawa says they will work hard on helping third-party publishers sell their games on Switch 2. That's been one of the things that the third-party publishers have seen very little success on the Switch 2 so far. He says GameCube cards were conceived to bring games to retail despite larger file sizes on the Switch 2. Publishers were consulted on this approach. So the idea being that you buy this little card, you put it in, and then you download the game.
I think it's funny that it says publishers were consulted on this approach as if Nintendo would ever listen to anybody but themselves. Nintendo only cares about what Nintendo wants to do.
Right. Well, the response to this has down below in the comments. I think there's a lot of things here. GameCube cards should be restricted to only games that have file sizes so large they cannot fit otherwise in the categories cartridge memory. I think that's very fair over here. GameCube cards offer most of the downsides associated with digital games, combined with the inconvenience of having to insert a physical card into your system anytime you want to play it. Nobody should be happy with this worst of both worlds approach. I think that's a really fair point. You know, if you have a digital thing, you just load it up. With this, you have to actually put the card in, and there's nothing in that you own.
They're trying to annoy people out of wanting to buy physical media so that they can finally kill it off for good. And we know that these companies want to go towards an all-digital future as quickly as possible. But ones, especially like Nintendo, are definitely kind of ramping up their game at this point.
Well, there's been a lot of push for Nintendo to kind of reconsider this thought process, regardless of how they've, talked with publishers or not. But as RGT says, like I said, ain't shit changing, pal. They ain't changing anything when it comes to this, man. They are locked and loaded on the whole game key card side of it. So a lot of doom and gloom, I would say, on the Nintendo side, despite them just printing. I would say not everything has gone perfect with the Switch 2 launch. I'm not gonna say doom and gloom. There's been some things that could be corrected for sure. Your dad said you should watch this next video, and you don't want to disappoint Dad, do you?